Hey guys, welcome to another episode of More Glory and Prestige in our CK3 Ironman campaign. Last time we failed to assassinate the King of England, and we made a few questionable decisions, but we did get a new kingdom title, and we got a new vassal along with it. We're also attacking these guys, and if we win this war, we will get 4 more counties. And we're about 1/8 of the way towards making the Roman Empire. I mean, you can see the borders there. Just ignore our money and our troop count. I mean, how important can they possibly be? But anyway, welcome back, guys. I originally wanted to start this episode after the Royal Court came out, but Paradox pushed the release date until next year. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do at first. I was thinking about just finishing the intro to episode 1 and maybe waiting a month or so until it releases. But then I was inspired by watching one of Lionheart's streams. Lionheart's this Twitch streamer who also posted stuff on YouTube, and he's actually going for a Roman Empire run. And I really like his content. Honestly, he's one of the first YouTubers that inspired me to make this Let's Play, others being One Proud Bavarian, Many a True Nerd, and even Dresnik. I think she makes some pretty good stuff. I'm curious how he deals with the papacy. I hear that's one of the hardest parts of this run, especially since he could send all these mercenaries at you. It's kind of unfair that he has an entire Twitch chat to help him out, but guess what? I can watch his content and steal what he does. Let's continue with this war, shall we? I believe last time we were trying to get some prisoners from these guys, so I think we are actually heading over this way. The reason we're heading this way is because this guy, I think he has a decent amount of gold. He has 135. The other people didn't have as many, I believe. It's been way too long since I started this. We gotta get going. Ooh, my spy master found something. While performing her duties as spy master, Alvestia has uncovered a secret held by Dasputin God of Vienos. I think I completely butchered that pronunciation there. He was the man that failed murder against Count Lothair. Do you have money? That's the important part. If you have money, I really don't care what you did, but we're going to blackmail you for it. And so we will. You see, our kingdom lives off of blackmail and prisoners. We really have no other sources of income. Alright, and you're going to give me some payments. Alright, now, and you're going to pay me a nice 50 gold for that. Alright, now I'm going to give my spy master a break from spying on Lotharingia, and I'm going to send her over somewhere else. And I used to call her the Pale Lady, but I honestly feel a little weird calling her that. I was kind of going back and forth between a real name and that one, and I just don't know. I just can't really get into it. It just feels a little lazy to me. It's almost like you're trying to call Varys the Eunuch or something. I think we can give her a name that's a little more dignified. How about we call her the Whispering Lady? And so I will send this Lady of Whispers off to investigate this particular character that I've caught an interest in. You might have remembered him from episode 1. This was this one guy who had a lot of intrigue, and I basically made him a vassal under her because I thought he would try to assassinate me. And I actually have a good reason for that. Not only is he a schemer and he has 16 intrigue, I also believe he's been kind of scheming against my family. So if we go down over here, he actually used to be married to a member of my family, Princess Maria. She died under mysterious circumstances. He also had a daughter. Her name is Countess Marcilla. She is of my dynasty, and she married her to Count Christopher. So we have a little bit of incest going on here. If I didn't know any better, I believe that this guy is trying to get into Count Christopher's ear, trying to push him against me, as you will. To top it all off, he actually has this modifier on his county, Sculptor Defiler. So there's a lot of rumors about this ruler. There's something sketchy about this dude. We're going to get to the bottom of it. And so for once, I'm actually going to be sending the Whispering Lady to do something good. Instead of assassinating somebody, we are trying to get justice for our family. So I will be sending her over to him, where you have an 80% chance to get a secret here. So I am pretty confident in her abilities. There's something else that caught my interest too. So there's actually 2 rulers in this region that are married to each other. This Duchess over here is married to this Duke, I believe, in the Croatian region, and they actually have the same primary heir. This means that this kid over here, he's set to inherit both kingdoms. Now, I believe if this kid inherits his father's kingdom first, who's independent from us, he actually would be set to inherit his mother's kingdom, and they would go independent. So we would lose this land. But if he inherits his mother's kingdom first, that means that he will inherit this kingdom, and this kingdom will become part of our empire. So of course, to get the outcome we want, the mother has to die first. And you know, this might seem a little bit cruel, but she's actually in a faction against me. She joined up with this guy and his little independence thing. Oh, how adorable. Look at that. Look at those two. They think they can overthrow us? I think not. Alright, back to war. My army's actually suffering some low supply. So I feel like this is a common problem. A lot of people, they would have their armies and then they would not worry about supply. So I'm trying to be a little bit of a better player here. I don't know if this really matters in the long run, but hey, we're trying to get a little bit better at this game. So I'm going to send these guys over here into this county and see if that makes any difference. Oh, greetings, Emperor Daniel. I'm proud for documents both ancient and of less certain promise, and I finally found enough material to make the case that you're the rightful lord of the county of Rendsburg. It isn't a duchy, so I'm going to refuse this. Actually, there's something I've been doing that I haven't told you. This actually happened in episode 1. So, I think if you remember from that episode, I assigned him over to Sardinia, but when we were fighting these guys, I think they're the Massasins, when we were about to fight them, I actually switched him over to get the Bavaria. So I actually want this guy to get me the Duchy of Bavaria. And my plan with that was that I was going to get our friend Ienzo. We were going to give him some land in Bavaria. So we were going to make him a king in this area. And then I was going to make everyone else in my family, like, we'll have one guy as the king of Sardinia, we'll have somebody over here as king. You know, we're just setting up, the family business, as you will. Man, I feel a little bit like a mob boss. I feel like Palermo is kind of rubbing off on Emperor Daniel. It's kind of making him create the mob centuries before it existed. All right, let's see what happens. Will my supplies? All right. So from now on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and split my army. I'm trying to make this fighting wars is a little convoluted for me. So I'm trying to sort of understand it. Like there's like little things like you got to worry about the rivers, and if they cross a river, it's like negative points on the enemy. And then it's like if you have defense, there's like a lot of complex things that aren't very straightforward. So I'm trying to learn how to get better at that. Oh yes, and my aunt was actually swayed. I was actually waiting for this because we were actually going to sway him, and I actually did this off camera. Sorry guys, the previous recording got bugged. So if we sway him, we might not have to kill his wife after all, because if he likes us enough, we could actually offer him a vassalage. And I don't really know the max sway or like the max percentage of him liking me will play into this. But if it does play a factor, that could be an easy way for us to get him on our side. And I mean, we have like a 5% chance of murdering her. So I mean, we kind of need a backup plan. I hold life in one hand, the death of your wife in the other. Which will you choose? Which will you choose? Oh, well, this is interesting. It looks like the enemy is sieging my fort. It's going to take them 4 months to get there. We still got 5 on ours, but we do have an army standing free. So I'm wondering if I could just go over there and smash them. I also noticed that we actually don't have a commander in charge of this army, so maybe we should add somebody there. Maybe we can find someone that's good with sieging. I don't think we have anybody. I wonder if I can use anyone in my court to pull somebody in. Let me see. Any unmarried ladies here? My daughter. But maybe we want to save her for a better marriage than that, you know? Well, Ienzo is definitely married. Who are you married to, by the way? Zolvizia. Oh man, why do you guys keep getting married to people with whose names I can never pronounce. Just these weird pronunciations all over the place here. Kamada Jr. is married, but of course, you know, women can't fight in our Christian army, because that's just how Christianity works. Yeah, we don't really have anybody. We have nobody we can marry. Ooh. Oh, wait, well, he's a guy. That won't work. Oh, wait a second. I didn't see you there. Let me see if we can find a spouse for you. We're going to have to go for someone a little bit older than you. For years. I don't know why I keep laughing at that. It's part of the game, you know, you gotta get used to it. So someone who's good at army. Can we find anybody who is great at sieging? And we'll make it matrilineal. Oh, this guy's good at sieging. He's also a peasant leader. You know, having the Emperor Christopher blood in you, I do like that. This guy's also pretty decent. But he has, wait, he has 20, which is pretty good. He's 58 years old, meaning he might not be around for a while. He is trusting though and brave, but this guy is strong. So I guess it's just down to these two. Polybian or Dutch? All right, you know what? This guy he's strong, you know, military engineer. He's a peasant leader. You know, I like this guy. We're going to bring him in. And we're going to send that proposal. Oh, you accept? Well, that is excellent. And guess what? You're going to be part of my army, buddy. I'm going to lead. Are you? Crap, why can I never find anybody once I recruit them? What's going on here? Of course, you are busy with whatever you're doing. Why can't you help the family? Huh? Well, it looks like... Well, I guess we'll have Count Christopher in here. You know, he's always our backup. Oh, no! The Whispering Lady. She's gone. I thought I would never see this day. You know, I thought she was going to keep getting secrets for us. She was going to help us with murders. I mean, oh man, the good times we could have had. Let's just have a moment here for the greatest spy master of all time, an albino, high level intrigue with the best house motto ever for like someone who was a intrigue character. And she will be missed. I mean, I have her son at court, but you know, he doesn't really have the same fire as she does. He's a learned guy. How dare you? And you take a different house name. But you know what? I think that was her plan all along. She's so secretive that she does not want her family line to actually pass on. That's how great she is. That's how incredible she was. And so I will immortalize her. We should immortalize her in our hearts, for she will be dearly missed. All right, now that I say that, we do have to get a new spy master now. Do we have anyone good already? No, there's no Whispering Lady material here. What am I supposed to do with this? All right, let me see. Who's the lucky bachelor today? Who will be the lucky bachelor? Not my daughter. Let's not do that. All right, Michelle Di Calana. That is your true name. We're going to give you a chance. Can you get someone as good as your mother, please? Oh, 20. How dare you? How dare this happen to us? We have the greatest spy master in the world, and now she's dead. Why does old age have to take the best people? Kamata, will you give me somebody? Well, you know what? I think that's a little bit of a bad choice, you know, making his wife an intrigue character. I mean, what if Kamata Jr. has an accident here? I'm calling him Kamata Jr., by the way, if you're curious, because we do have a Kamata Sr. over here. It's funny how they have the same hairstyle, too. I just think that's hilarious. Oh, man, what are we going to do here? I guess we just got to marry the person with the 20 intrigue. I'm a little hurt inside, you know? You know, a little disappointed here, but it has to happen. We have to move on. Will you get me somebody good? Oh, man. She immediately gets somebody. That's 26. All right. Matrilineal. Will you come in for matrilineal? Yes. He's coming in. Oh, man. All right. This is going to be good. All right. Come on in here. All right. Here we go. But he doesn't have pale skin, though. I just can't get into it, you know? But he will suffice for now. My spy master. Oh, right to a good start here. You want to get a promotion, I see. My spy master, Christoph, approaches me with a wicked grin. My lord, This pouch contains a powder most nefarious. It's sprinkled on top of something, say a gift for Duchess Doritia. It leaves no trace, but will afflict whoever touches it with a weakness in ill humors. How's our chance in here? You pay 30, and we gain progress. And that's like a definite. Wait, do we just get progress, or do we actually get like percent chance, success chance up? Why don't we just do the gift thing? Oh, it just increased it. Oh man, we need this number to go up. That's what we need right now. Curses, I'm so sad that she died. Oh, I can pick a perk now. I thought the day would never come. It's been 3 episodes. I might go for thoughtful because I kind of want to go down to this forced vassalage tree, but there might be later in this episode, there might be a reason for me to switch back to stewardship. So I don't know if we're ever going to get back to the forced vassalage at all, but we'll try it. We get much more opinion from sending gifts now. Oh man, we're gonna crush these guys and they're not even moving. Will that guy come? Oh, I'm so mad. Where is he? Where is he? No. Why do you guys all have to be busy? All right. Why do I have to get my brother in here all the time to fix up your messes? All right, let's see how this battle goes. Oh man, I'm liking that advantage there. That is a pretty high advantage. We might win this war in like soon. 100%. Hold on a second. Hold on. We aren't done here until we actually sell prisoners. All right, because that's our revenue here. We don't really have anyone useful in our dungeon. Like they're not gonna take any money for these people. It doesn't look like we actually am getting this from taking any like important members of the family. How much more time do we got? We have 43 days. So this is what I'm gonna do. I want to finish this siege and see if we get anyone useful. Ashu stands before me, a servant of the cold-hearted Duchess Dorita. Now I want you to do something for me, and you will of course be reasonably compensated. Ooh, okay. So one of the problems with this actually, when I was trying to look for agents, is everyone just doesn't. There isn't really anyone that's close to accepting. But we could, if we actually get some whispered words, we can actually get some of these agents maybe would join us. Keep the doors action of the castle open to me. Never mind, run back to your master. Alright, we're gonna whisper the words. Alright, we're gonna go in debt for that. We're gonna see what happens. So far the money is pretty cheap. I was worried that it was gonna like cause a lot of issues if I was going to cause a lot of issues with my money, because you know how much that murder cost for the King of England. That was ridiculous. Let me see. We got anyone good in the dungeons now? 10 gold. All right. You know what? I will take it. It's small, but I will take it. All right. First, you got a ransom. Actually, we're just gonna claim victory. All right. We worked really hard for this. It took us a billion gajillion years, but we finally did it, and we're gonna enforce our demands. And wait. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I don't know if that's actually going to release all the prisoners that I have. So you know what? We're just going to wait. We're just going to wait for the money to come in for her. All right, now we're going to claim victory. To the cold-hearted Emperor Daniel, your low character is the subject of Greek plays. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply to your command. Well, I'm sure Emperor Daniel's actually happy that he's famous now, that now he's being depicted in Greek plays. I mean, look, the glory is getting stronger. All right, so be it. And look at that nice slice of land we got there. Look at that. Oh, man. We're like half and half. We're like half in Africa, and then we're like half in like regular Italy. So, you know, we're getting bigger. We're getting there. And that might be a bit of a problem. Well, not too big of a problem, because more land is always nice. But I'm starting to realize that expanding the territory of our empire might not be the most effective way to increase our power. So when I started playing as Emperor Christopher, and of course began this game as a count, I didn't start off with a high monthly income or number of troops. And when I gained more territory, I started to get more. And this is generally how the game works, where the more territory you gain, the more powerful you become. But because I didn't have any vassals as a count, I assumed that was all there was. So when I became King of Italy, I saw that the Byzantine Empire, and basically all the other powers in Europe, had more troops than us. So thinking like a count, my solution was to invade everywhere. So I started with Sicily. I just went all the way down here and took out all the Muslim rulers. There was a vassal of mine that started in northern Africa, and I just continued onward, and I just kept going all over the place, and even in Croatia. And I just got a ridiculous war count. Let's just see that for a second. Yeah, here I am. So I got 30 wars. But even though we gained so much territory, our taxes and troop count didn't increase by a significant amount. I had a feeling there was something wrong here, but I just chalked it up to us being at war all the time. Hey, maybe it was just harder for us to get levies since we were constantly at war. I'm sure that didn't fare well for the Italian population. Then I started playing as Emperor Daniel, and I saw that these problems weren't going away. And then all these nations around us, like West Francia, England, I mean, they just had more troops than us, even though we were an empire. And I knew that there's just something that we weren't doing right. And that something is buildings, infrastructure, development. I think our development is super trash right now. Like, we have 12 development. And then in a nation like the Byzantine Empire, like, look, their development is super high. And I'm pretty sure buildings play a part too. Like, I think they play more than development. Like, if I had a wooden barracks, I'd probably get like more levies. I'd probably get better fortifications and a garrison and a supply limit, like just so many different things. And definitely taxes, we definitely need that. I honestly have no idea why the king of West Francia actually has more troops than us, or like just looks like he's doing a lot better in general, because I think he only has one county, and he just has one banner curtain walls. I don't know. I guess the French are like magical people. They could just do whatever they want. So I think the best bet for us is to work on our development, our buildings, just like build tall, basically. I think they call it building wide when you go invade other nations and make your country a lot bigger. But I'm going to start building tall, where we have more of an emphasis on gaining money, building buildings, and all that sort of stuff. And that really fits Emperor Daniel. I mean, he's a stewardship character, and we could go down the architect tree and we can make Palermo the envy of the world. And, you know, Emperor Daniel, I see him as a real regal character, one who's concerned with presentation. I'm sure he would want to at least appear powerful, even if everything else is collapsing around him. More importantly, we gotta show the Byzantines who's in charge that we rule this island. If we can't expel them, then we're gonna have to make our side the economic powerhouse that rivals their great city. Why would you want to hang out on the lame Greek side when the Sicilians are the ones that have the great cities? And if we play our cards right, we might be able to empower Sicilian Parliament in Emperor Daniel's lifetime. Money is our biggest issue right now, and if we were able to get more monthly taxes, meaning that cost might not be as daunting as it currently is. If prestige is a problem, well, money can help us get more prestige events. All we'd have to do is keep researching planetary assemblies so that we are able to increase our crown authority and hope that Emperor Daniel doesn't die. Huh, that's fascinating. The amount of prestige I have is the same year that I'm recording this in. Perhaps this is a sign that I will finish this video on time. If you want an idea of where I am right now, the next clips are going to be in 2022. Look at my loyal soldiers, just waiting patiently until the end of the year for me to dismiss them. And our glory is widely known, look at that. We are now illustrious. That's one more thing off the list. We're getting closer, I can feel it. There's one more thing we should discuss though. Since we were finished that war, we do have 2 prisoners in our dungeon here. Or rather, house arrest. We are treating them with hospitality here. And I believe that's because they're royalty or something. I think their families got kicked out. They used to live in this area, and now they don't. This means that they don't really have anything to offer me. The best this guy can offer is a favor. And I'm not really looking for any favors right now. And we can't quite release them because we're going to lose dread. We will rule through fear, remember? So we have to not let that happen. And you know, whenever I did something like evil with Emperor Daniel, you know, it was always like for our own gain. It was always because we needed something. And just murdering them is sort of borderline. Do we have to do that? I mean, we really should, because we do need that dread. And our dread is decaying. And we are, you know, we aren't the nicest people. I'll have to be totally honest with you guys. We aren't any saints here, any like noble rulers or anything. I mean, we're not really the most noble rulers. We are glorious rulers. We go after the glory and the fame, but we don't really go after being a nice person, unfortunately. So I think these guys are going to have to die, unfortunately. And we're going to kill them. So we killed that guy. And we are going to kill a child now. Here we go. Alright, and our dread is now 69. Nice. Alright, now we gotta roll over some land where we just killed the people who lived there. And yeah, this is my area. It's going to stay that way because the people, the person next to me, Duke Ariulf, is in a faction against me. And of course, we can't have that. We can't have him gaining more power, after all, if he's going to be a rebel scum. And I'm also getting some more troops from this. So I think one of the reasons that this wasn't going up, on top of us not having the buildings, is that we didn't have that much land. We only had, like, I think 3 out of 7 of our domain holdings. And now we got 7 out of 7. Now, it's going to be a little awkward, you know, since I can't really own the land of this island here, because my brothers are here. So I guess we're going to have land just all over the place. We're going to have it here. We're going to have it over here, you know, just anywhere we could find. I guess Daniel uses boats a lot. He just sails the sea to go to his territories. And we shall conquer these dunes of Arrakis. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? This place is cursed, but, you know, hey, we'll be the one to break it. Oh, wait, there was one more thing I forgot about. So, because the Whispering Lady died, Princess Anastasia does not have a mentor for herself. She doesn't have a guardian. So, we want her to be the greatest spy master since we're going to put her into France. So, we're going to give her a nice intrigue character. And who better than our new spy master, Kristoff? See that you don't harm her, teach her your ways, and make her into the daughter that I want and adore. I wonder if he's going to find a secret. So it's coming up. 18 days. We got to figure out what's going on with this guy over here. Down here. Espionage. Murder. While performing his duties, my spy master Kristoff has uncovered a secret held by Count Franjo of Lubangia. He is the murderer behind the death of my aunt, Princess Maria. I knew it. I knew he killed her. I mean, someone, the part of our family, doesn't just die under mysterious circumstances like that. This just doesn't happen. What a real piece of work. A real piece of work. I mean, we aren't like saints ourselves, but I mean, this guy, the nerve of this guy to kill our sister, or our aunt, actually. He actually, when I saw him, yeah, I didn't get a clip of this, but when I saw him like a while ago, he was married to like this woman who was so much younger than him. She was like 9 or something years old, and he was like 30 or something. And you know, this guy, I mean, look, what are you doing, man? You know, another unfortunate thing happened. Our sister died from stress. I am very, very disappointed. I mean, how are we supposed to get kids now? I mean, we're kind of far away from it, but we have like such a sliver of a chance that we could get somebody into England. She was supposed to be our child maker, and now the only guy we have, the only guy that could ever get into England is Kamata Jr. We need to protect this kid with our lives. There is a very small chance, even though we failed that murder attempt, there's a very small chance that he could actually become the new King of England. Because King Alfred, him and his wife are super old. They're not going to have any children. So it's only going to be up to their brothers to inherit the throne. Right now, it's this guy. I did not see our guy. Our guy is this guy right here. I did not see him as a primary heir, so I don't know if it's going to work. But if he becomes the king, because he's married to somebody else, that means we're going to have some competition. Wait a second. We do have a second person. We have Michelangelo. I don't remember if I showed a clip of him being born. I can't remember, but he's also a really good kid. He's at our court. Maybe we should get him educated. I'm not sure whether I want him to be a diplomat or stewardship, so maybe I'm going to hold off for now and wait to see. If you have someone as a vassal, you kind of want them as a stewardship, because that means they'll make more money, and in turn you'll get more money. So maybe stewardship is the way to go. I don't know if we can only change this once, but he also hasn't developed any personality traits yet. Let's wait on this one. There's also someone else, of course, that we have to educate, and that is our son and heir, Prince Lendolf. He is charming, and I'm thinking I want to keep him. I want to make him have a diplomacy focus, because if he inherits the kingdom, we could go down the diplomacy tree, and then what we could do is we could get all the counties that are like that have 2 or 3 counties to them. We could just use the forced vassalization thing that the diplomacy lifestyle gives you. And if I can't get it. So if I can't get it in Emperor Daniel's lifetime, I'll be able to get it in our son, of course. The only thing I'm struggling with is I kind of want somebody with Italian culture, because we kind of have to go back to being Italian, because we lost that decision to unify Italy. We need to go back to being Italian in order to get it back. Honestly, switching to Sicilian culture was probably the worst mistake I made. I tried to do this 5D chess move where I was trying to make Commodore the head of Italian culture, and since he has high learning and is a genius, he could have pushed our culture very far. And then what I was going to do is I was going to set my primary title to an election so that he would become my heir. But of course that didn't end up happening. Unfortunately, he switched with Sicilian with me. I don't think that's the worst case scenario. But the worst thing, the thing that killed us, was that the Sicilian culture does not have planetary assemblies. If it had planetary assemblies, we could have kicked some people out and we could have arranged him to have a different piece of land. And what hurts the most is that I was going to give Commodore Tuscany. And guess who's the head of Italian culture? He is. So that means it would have worked. If we had planetary assemblies, it would have worked. Even though he switched to Sicilian culture, if we kicked him off of this land and we just gave him the Tuscany, since that realm is Italian, there was a chance that his AI would have switched to Italian. But now, there's no hope. We can't use our high crown authority to kick people out. We just can't do it, and there's no way for us to make our culture move any faster. The only way we are able to increase our crown authority is if we get planetary assemblies. Oh man, you know what? CK3, they just have to throw a monkey wrench into you. Whenever you think of something a little clever, they just have to throw a monkey wrench into that. It would have made perfect roleplay sense too. Well, at least in my mind. I think behind Emperor Daniel's very regal and arrogant appearance is someone who really knows how to run a kingdom. And I think that that Emperor Daniel, despite all his faults, will see that Commodore is very hardworking and has a lot of qualifications to be a better ruler than his son is. So I think that he would actually set up an election for his seat and have Commodore as his heir. Now, changing his son's culture, that's a whole different story. I think Emperor Daniel's a little too arrogant to do that. I think he's a little too prideful, and I don't think it would be very dignified of him to make his son Italian, because he decided that Sicilian is going to be what he is, and that's what everyone else must be as well. So that means that everyone within his family, at least, is going to be a Sicilian, whether they like it or not. And I guess that doesn't include extended family, which is Commodore. It makes sense, don't worry. So what should I do here? Should I sacrifice roleplay to do the most maxed out decision that we can do. I don't think I want to do that. I think that Emperor Daniel, that we have to play as Emperor Daniel. We have to be this character. I mean, he also has these traits, and I'm trying to fit him into that category, but I also go by my heart and what I believe that this ruler actually is. And I just don't think that he would do that. We are not going to be playing like that. Besides, I don't think we could find a Italian diplomat, even if we wanted to. The best guy we have is this guy down here, which is like this little nobody at the middle of nowhere. I mean, are we going to take him? I don't think so. Plus, he's 18, and we got higher people on this list. And one person on this list that really interests me is Count Lothair. Now, this guy is kind of interesting because he's actually the son of Prince Louis the Younger. And that was the guy I completely humiliated as Emperor Christopher when I was a count. And I just completely wrecked him. And now it's coming full circle. Now he will teach my son, our son, how to be a good ruler. In a way, it could actually be honorary of him because of his father, he was no longer in the spotlight. Because of his father, he no longer is the king of Italy. He's just this nobody count in the middle of nowhere. And it's really funny how things completely swapped, where like we're the top liege now and he's like the lowliest count ever. But he has a chance to prove his glory, to prove his loyalty to our kingdom. If I give my son to him, I just feel like that would be such an interesting choice. It's not just the fact that I think Emperor Daniel would do something like this. I mean, he's a murderer and a dynastic kinslayer, but you know, we're sort of murderers too. I mean, we didn't go too far with family, but it's close enough. So I'm going to offer him to watch over my son, and he will definitely accept it. We're not going to convert his culture or anything like that. We're just going to go in, and this guy is pretty old. We'll see if he lasts Lindolf's lifetime, but we will see how this ends up. Let's send a proposal. All right, great. He accepts. I mean, we're sending our son away to like somebody who might, you know, have a grudge against us. But hey, look, I actually have nothing to say to that. This will be interesting. Murder en route. Oh, we're coming up already? When the time comes, my agents will need a safe escape route out of Duchess Dorija's castle. Should anything go wrong, a detailed map of the local hills with all its hidden paths and caves would be invaluable resources. We could pay hunters for the map. Of course, that's going to bankrupt us. And of course, we want to gain money. I could explore the hills myself. And 60%, 30%, 10%. Alright, I'm feeling lucky today. I'm feeling lucky. Let's do it. We did it. We mapped out an area. I can't believe we did that. How's that percent chance going up? I mean, it's not too high. The problem is we just need some agents. But agents cost money. Hold on a second. Let's not get sidetracked. Let's go back to Prince Lindolf and set his education. We're going to make him a diplomat. There we go. All right. So I'm thinking that we do something like we did back in England, where we try to get hooks on everybody. And, you know, we got a pretty good spy master, so we could probably pull it off pretty well. And, of course, I don't think you're going to find any more secrets in this court. We've got enough already. And I'm thinking we just go to, Countess Dorija's court. I mean, we don't really have... I mean, we got it's like a 50% chance here. We could find something over here, but there's always a chance that they're not going to be in the court and they can't really do anything about it. So we'll just go to her court, try to find some secrets. And in the meantime, you know, we got this scumbag. We finally got him on his secret. And I think, as Emperor Daniel, we are going to expose him. We're not even going to blackmail him. We're going to expose him. Of course, he could be a valuable person in the scheme, though. But I really don't think... I mean, I'm going a little bit into the roleplay here. But I really don't think Emperor Daniel would do that. I mean, he's vengeful. He would probably want this guy, like destroyed, his reputation ruined, and him in prison. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna expose this guy right now. I love to see what happens. How ironic would it be if Duchess Storija actually like put him in prison? Because we're trying to kill her right now. That's what we're demanding though, as Emperor Daniel. Hey, you are obliged to put him in prison. Now that we have released the secret, why aren't you doing anything? If only I had more power, I would put these vassals in line. Man, I just can't get tired of that look Emperor Daniel gives me at the bottom left corner of the screen. I mean, just look at that confidence. Look at that, just confidence of a man. A man who is bordering one of the most powerfulest empires ever. And this guy over here who could just sail across the sea and just raid his castle. I mean, nothing gets to him. Nothing at all. He just keeps trucking along, and he's just glorious. You know, I think that Emperor Daniel's personality is just holding the empire together. This is probably all that's holding it together through all the wars, all the like debt. I mean, we weren't really in debt, but I mean, we're not like rich either. And then our army was like, we only had like 1,000 men or something like that, but he just doesn't care. You know, I think that Emperor Daniel's onto something here. I think as long as people believe we are powerful, then no one will want to mess with us. And we need to keep up this act. We must keep up this act until we have the infrastructure, and then it will be a reality. By the way, remember when I said these two won't have any more children? Well, I was a little off about that. This might be the final nail in the coffin for us getting our family into England. I mean, unless she has a girl or something. Man, you know, I did sink a lot into England, and I'm a little disappointed that we didn't really get the outcome we wanted. I mean, it was kind of a slim chance anyway. Hold on, what are you guys at war for? You're at war with... Oh, you're just in a war. Oh man, I thought there was something we could exploit. I don't know. A part of me is just like, oh, we gotta get back in there. But you know the sunk cost fallacy when you kind of like sink too much into something. I feel like this might be one of those things. But maybe one day we'll return to our shenanigans in England. We'll just have to see. In the meantime, we should have a moment to commemorate our Aunt Fausta, someone who had left us way too early. We didn't really treat her the best. I have a suspicion something was happening behind the scenes. She was irritable and a drunkard, and she even lashed out at Emperor Daniel at one point. It's such a shame because I think she was my favorite child when I was playing as Emperor Christopher. I thought marrying her off would get us an alliance in England, but that didn't end up happening. There was still something a little charming about her. I can't really put my finger on it, but maybe it had something to do with her being a righteous adventurer. I don't know, being an adventurer is something I can respect a bit. I imagine her being someone who loves to explore towns and villages, just being someone who enjoys a nomadic lifestyle. And so maybe court life wasn't really for her. She might have been happier if she was the daughter of a peasant, not being weighed down by the responsibilities that came with her family name. And we did put a lot of stake in her becoming the Queen of England. Even though she was never in a position of power, that pressure, those expectations set upon her, was probably what might have killed her in the end. Oh, Fausta, you had so much to offer the world, and we only treated you like a childbearer. But that's the nature of CK3, I'm afraid. Man, does this game turn everybody into a heartless psychopath? I guess it does, like one way or another. You know, we're in a little bit of a pickle here because I kind of want to make money, but I also want to fill out this. I want to complete this scheme here, and I mean, it's going to be hard to do both at once. I say what we do is we find a hook on somebody, and they can't help us with the scheme. We're going to start to if they can't help us with the scheme, we're just going to blackmail them for money, or like trade their hooks in for cash. That's why we're going to get some more money. And it looks like someone died from internal injuries in our court. That is very unfortunate. And we're getting a lot of turnout, bad turnout here. Or they call it high turnout, I think, when you always when people get fired or they die from their job or something like that. So let me see. You'll do for now. You're part of. He's also part of the Kingdom of Sicily, which is my main kingdom. I mean, we do have two other kingdoms, but this is Sicily is Emperor Daniel's favorite. I don't know what was going on with that guy. Was he like in war or something? Oh, hey, you did a nice job. I thank you so much. 5 years in. This guy got opinion of me. Oh, okay. All right. I see you're doing your job there. We'll keep you as marshal. Oh, and one more thing. Actually, I didn't tell you guys about this, but I was making Kamada since I had some plans for him. I was making it so that he didn't have to fight in wars, but guess what, Kamada? You've done a little bit of a thorn in my side. You also got rid of the guy that used to live here, Azor. You got rid of him, and I cannot forgive that, unfortunately. So you're going to have to. In fact, you're not only going to be. I'm not even going to forbid you. You're going to be forced. You got to fight in every single war now. Oh, curses! The existence of my plot has been discovered. Oh, man. How did this happen? How could this happen? Oh, no, and someone's trying to kill someone at our court. That's a bit of an issue there. Someone has... Alright. Got two things, alright? I'm getting a little overwhelmed here. So, of course, we gotta stop this villain. At least he found something. And what am I going to do here? Alright, so if we stop this scheme, that means we can't do another murder scheme against her for 10 years, I think. Yeah, we can't do it for 10 years, which is a bit of an issue there. Alright, you know what? It makes me angry, but we're going to abandon the scheme. We should have had, we should have put this guy in there, because he didn't even go into prison. She didn't even imprison him. I thought she had enough high crown authority where she would imprison crimes like this. And I didn't think there was any reason within her personality that she wouldn't, unless maybe callous. But it doesn't seem like she is arbitrary, like one of her. That would be one trait I'd consider as someone saying, like, oh, I don't care if this person's out and free. But I don't know. I don't know. This game's way too complicated for me sometimes. And now that this scheme is off, all our cards are now into making this guy our friend and hoping that if he gets high affinity with us, we'll be able to accept him into our country. Man, we are the worst mob ever. We cannot kill anybody, but we can't let anyone know that. So what we're going to do is, instead of trying to learn a secret at somebody's court, actually, wait, where are you right now? It says you have 95% learning a secret. You know what? You could stay there. Just stay there for a little bit. I see no harm in this because, I mean, he has 6 months left. And, I mean, if we find a good secret, she's got a decent amount of cash. I'm sure there's just going to be other vassals of her that have decent amount of cash. Well, actually, they don't really have that much. And, of course, my patriarch is also trying to claim... I think he's trying to claim a piece of land in Bavaria. So... You know, most people, what they do if they're trying to conquer some place, they try to, like, get claims. So far, all I've done is just holy wars, because this guy is absolutely terrible. And, I mean, we could always try and murder him, but I just don't think Emperor Daniel would do that. I'll save that for, like, a sadistic character. If we find, like, somebody incompetent and we are sadistic, we'll murder them. But for now, this guy is just... You know, Emperor Daniel, he murders out of practicality, you know? We don't just do it willy-nilly. You know, I don't think I've had the timer running this long. It might just be me, though. We got our first uprising in one of these counties. I was expecting much. Oh, hey, this guy's opinion is increasing of us. I don't know why that keeps happening. Maybe it's just getting used to us over time, I guess. Oh, look, I'm loving that sick beard, Girolamo. That's my brother over there. Look at that. Both of them have grown sick beards here. The same one, actually. Are you guys competing? You know, so I haven't really built tall before. This just feels very slow. But, you know, it's coming along. Alright, 8 more days. You are going to give me a useful secret here? You couldn't find anything? What? What? I thought I said 95%. Oh my god. Things are just not going our way. Alright, you know what? I'm going to send you to a more powerful court now. Let me see who we got here. We could always try to find secrets on the Muslims up here. I mean, there's not really any like political consequence for that. When I was playing Ireland, I was basically getting secrets in the Iberian Peninsula. That was just hilarious. It was like we're making a business out of it. And since we're like the unofficial Sicilian mob, we should make a business out of this as well. How much of a secret? We have 55%, so that's not going to work. Let's find someone with a higher percentage. Who's going to give me a good secret today? Alright, you got a decent amount of cash. And we got a 95% chance of finding a secret here. So let's do that. So it looks like we have a little uprising in our colonies over here. We're a little bit more like the Harkonnens than the Atreides, I'm afraid. That Fremen mob looks nasty. But we are kind of forcing our religion on them and our culture and, you know, our nation and, you know, people don't tend to like that. You know, I spotted something interesting on this island over here. Cagliari is a little bit of an insignificant town, if you believe it or not. It just has like one little building and it has a church and, you know, what could it possibly be useful to us over here? Well, it looks like this Arcanine, and that's probably incorrect, but it seems like he built a mine over here. As you can see, my save file is quite old, and that is why the church has it instead of him. So that's a little bit of a problem, you see, because we kind of, if we were to get this gold, right? And I thought that would be the easy way out. But if we were to get this gold, we wouldn't get it directly. A bishop would. But as Emperor Daniel, will we just allow this Duke level ruler over here to put a mine right next to our border? I don't think so. I think we're going to capitalize on that. He made a mistake putting that mine so close to us. And although I said that I wouldn't do any more wars, we're just going to do a little teeny tiny one. Just a teeny tiny one. You know, just a small little war. You know, I don't know what this guy is thinking. He won't join up with us because we are a difference in faith and our culture. And he just wants to die on this hill. But he should know better because we got like a fourth the size of his own army. And he has no friends. He only has a friend in our empire who's not going to help him out, of course. He can't go against me. So we're going to declare war on this guy so we can get his gold mine. And although we cannot directly benefit from it, I'm sure it'll become useful in the future. So we are going to declare war. We're going to seize Cagliari. Here we go. Oh, man. The last cry of the war machine. Let the war economy commence. Oh wait, that was probably a bad idea. Hold on. Oh, we marshaled up fast because we're Italia and we are the greatest nation on earth. All right, let's go right after their capital. There we go. Looks like one of our counselors died. Was he important? I don't know. I thought he was important, but I don't remember him. Oh well, we have too many people. Too many people to keep track of here. Why aren't you, by the way, oh, he couldn't find a secret? Christoph, you're doing so well. What's going on with you? Alright, where are we going to send you now? Alright, you know what? What the heck? We're just going to try to find secrets in this court over here. We're going to go right against the Byzantine Empire. I mean, it's a little dangerous to anger them, but we'll see if we find anything useful. Now, let's just siege down this area. Let me see. Should have someone that's good with sieging. So let me see about that. All right. Oops. Count Argio, you're up. And Kamada, of course, is being forced to fight. All right. Great job, wife. I love that. We probably don't need our full force to fight this guy, but I want to be safe. We got a valuable hostage. How valuable is she? That's the question. Oh, I captured his heir. But, you know, maybe it would be more profitable to sell her off. Because we could definitely crush this dude. I don't even know. How did you even get into my dungeon? Were you We got him in the same day. I don't know who he is, but he doesn't seem important. She is pregnant. Interesting. Oh, but he doesn't have enough money. Ah, dang it. Fine. We'll ransom her anyway. Because it's better than nothing. Honestly. We'd probably win the war, like, immediately. I just got a notification this guy won a war. This guy's getting pretty big. He's just a guy. He's this duke that borders us at the northern border. These counts over here, they're getting a little bit bigger. And that's a little bit of a problem if we ever wanted to, like, force vassalize them. Oh, yeah, we're losing some supply. You know, I want to be a little bit careful with supply. But the thing is, if I split my force... Alright, hold on a second. So if I station besiegers, will this guy just immediately come after me? Nope. He is just going to stay there. That's fine. We'll, actually... Hold on a second. We're going to put, the guy that's good at... We'll put him in here. Then we'll put, the sieging guy, we'll put him with the besiegers. And they're trying to take our stuff. But we could probably crush him when he comes back over the river. Wait. Nope. You're not doing that. This is what I'm gonna do. When he commits, I'm gonna see if I can just run over there. Hold on. Alright, he committed. Alright, we got some marriage between us. I don't know who you are, but you're probably important. We do have another faction against us. Ooh, that Fremen mob is getting dangerous. Never underestimate the Fremen. Alright, crush these guys. Show no mercy. Alright, and while we're waiting, how don't you siege one of their castles over here? And you know what? Sometimes I script some of my stuff, but I'm kind of just speeding this up because I'm getting close to the release date of the Royal Court. So I'm kind of speeding through this. I hope I'm not... I hope this is at least a little bit entertaining. I hope it didn't... Oh, that's not good. So you see, this is what happens when you split your forces. That happens, and then these guys are probably going to come after us, and... Well, how much longer? When are they going to hit? Sometimes I thought it tells you when that happens. Oh well. Well, hopefully we'll make it in time. Come on. I don't think we're going to make it. We also have 2 prisoners for some reason. Of course, these guys aren't actually going to be missed because they're not going to be paid for ransom. So we do have this guy. We're not going to get any religious consequences for executing him. So I'm afraid you're going to have to die, my friend. We're going to execute you. We aren't the kindest king, but we are the most just in our minds. Ooh, we got a secret. While performing his duties as my spy master, Christoph has uncovered a secret held by Count Losios of Priori. He has secretly taken Georgia Calculus, a noblewoman, for Lucinda as my lover. All these Greek names. Why do they have to make them so complicated? But it's useful to know, and let's see how much money you got. You got some decent amount. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to blackmail you. You will accept the course. And then you're going to pay me money. Yes. Now, I think we actually have enough money to upgrade our buildings over here. Or at least build new ones. One thing that I have my eye on is actually farms and fields. We have no farms and fields, and we're literally like in farmland. Like, that's a crime. That is a literal crime. So I'm going to put some farms in here. And in time... Maybe in, like, I don't know, 50 years or something, we're going to have, like, a decent economy. One of these days. Was this the same battle that the besiegers were in? I wonder. That would have been interesting. I didn't think we were going to save it. We also captured a combatant. Let me see. Alright. The war economy is actually working out this time. We are actually getting some decent prisoners. Okay, wait. Hold my breath. We are, though. I called it ahead of time. Because this guy is 50 gold, we're going to take this guy, you know, just to profit off of our enemies. I mean, that's really the way you got to do it. 50 gold, yep. We're going to take him. We're going to go follow this army. We're just going to keep going. And I don't know what you were thinking, my friend. You were just, you're just putting this gold mine on the side of our border. What are you doing, my friend? And this guy, of course, well... He does not have any, he won't get any money. I mean, he is a sort of a fellow Christian, but he isn't the right Christian. So are we cruel enough to execute him? I'm still thinking about this. But like, what else will we use him for? That's the question. Like, if we were to like recruit him and then like, I mean, is he any good at anything? He's not really that great. I mean, I don't know. I feel like just executing a guy that might be just like, even because he's a Christian religion. I mean, our cousin here, Count Argio, is Orthodox. So I mean, that might be kind of dark even for Daniel. I don't know what to do with this guy. We're just gonna keep him in prison right now. He's in house arrest, so I mean, we're treating him nice. We're just not letting him go outside. Oh, they're coming back to us? I don't think that's gonna happen, my buddy. My dude. You can't just come over to our territory and expect to get away with it. Well, they did get away with it. Well, we're not talking about that. A commoner of Croatian heritage has been accosted in the streets of Palermo over some minor offense. By making a statement of their defense, I could perhaps convince Ban Domjo of Zamali, the equally Croatian, of my good character, but I might risk alienating Sicilian peers. He can get 10 opinion of me if I say the Croatians are good people, but I also get some prestige if I say the Sicilians are better. Alright, and I mean, Emperor Daniel, he is pretty prideful of his Sicilian heritage, so I'm gonna go for this. I'm doing a lot of roleplay options. I didn't expect to do that as much. Anyway, let's not get distracted. I gotta take out this army. You ain't getting away from us that easily. What do you think you're doing? Wonder if there's any other buildings we can take. We won the war. Hold on a second. We can't do it in our own county, which sucks. We could do it over here, I think. We should have a trade port over here. I mean, look, let's make this place the most epic and grand area that has ever existed in the world. All right, we should have trade ports. We should have guilds. We should have all the 9 yards. So we're gonna first. We're not gonna go too crazy. We're gonna make a trade port. We're gonna construct it over here. There we go. And we won the war. Let me see. If we captured anybody, we want to make sure we paid them off right now. So let me see. And it looks like our patriarch. You know what? I think that was the counselor that died. It might have been our priest. And this guy is a lot better. We might get the Duchy of Bavaria after all. And we're going to go for the duchy instead of the kingdom, because I will tell you later. But that is going to really accelerate our plans in the north. At least I hope so. I mean, the game says he's excellent, but his talents have yet to be seen. So it looks like we don't really have any benefit of continuing this war anymore. So, I mean, since we won, we might as well just enforce our demands. So we'll just do that. To the vile Emperor Daniel, may wisdom ever elude you. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply to your commands. Alright then. We got Cagliari. Oh, Italia is becoming a big boy. He's becoming a big boy, isn't he? I just can't get tired of us expanding the map. It just is very satisfying to me. And we do have this Fremen mob to deal with over here. I mean, they're getting pretty powerful. They're going to start rebelling in 3 months. But I do have a trick on my sleeve. Hello, Duke Arnulf. I'm sure that you would like to increase your power, wouldn't you? How about you have some land? You could have... Well, we can't go too crazy, right? Maybe that domain? You know what? We're just going to give him this slice. You know, it's one county still, but maybe because there's like 4 different, I don't know what you call these sections, maybe that will be enough to stop the rebellion. So I'm just going to grant him this. And then let us see. Oh, they are still pretty powerful. You can't defeat the Fremen that easily. So this is going to cause my character some stress, but I'm thinking we can give him another piece of land. I guess we'll give him we'll just take the shoreline. He can have this one. Oh shoot, I thought that giving that land to Duke Arif would transfer these populace over to him. But it looks like they aren't going away. And also the stress gain wasn't as bad as I thought. So what happens is if you have an ambitious character and you give away land, They tend not to like that. The reason I wasn't worried about it for the first one was because we were above our domain holdings. We had like 8 out of 7. But then for the second domain holding, I was worried because, we were 7 out of 7. So we did get I think we got plus 25 stress, but it wasn't enough for us to go into a mental break. I thought giving away land would work because this was something I did with my vassals. When I was first playing Emperor Daniel, I broke their rebellion faction by giving away giving away counts to dukes and just doing that. And then their rebellion just kind of fizzled out. And this was one of the only actions I did with Daniel before starting this YouTube series. But it looks like it doesn't work the same way with peasants. I thought it did because back when there are other rulers in the Duchy of Talhert, they would always have these peasant rebellions, and I thought just giving him this land would just transfer it over to him. Ah well, it always seems like I'm learning something new in this game. But that's about all the time we have. I was aiming to make this video a little shorter, but I underestimated how long some parts of it would take. That almost always happens. I'll start a war thinking it will take me 5 minutes, but instead it takes me 10. At least it's shorter than the other two. I thought the second one was a little ridiculous in terms of length, especially since there wasn't a slideshow at the beginning. And speaking of the second one, the closing statements I made in that video should really be in this one. But unfortunately, the Royal Court has a few problems with loading in old saves. I tried it with this file, and I'm so happy that I made a backup because suddenly everyone in the world had no prestige, no health, no renown. It was basically the apocalypse where rulers were dying left and right. The only people that were safe were newly spawned characters or if someone gave birth to a child. And maybe that would be fun to play in, but I think that's a little too big of a bug for us to reasonably switch over. I would really like Paradox to fix it, but it doesn't look like there'll be a patch for it anytime soon, if at all. And that really sucks because I was really getting into playing Emperor Daniel, and I was looking forward to bringing him into the Royal Court. I mean, imagine all the good times we could have had. We could have tried to get the best court in the world. We could have tried to hunt for artifacts. We could have hired a jester. And it's so painful because I just think Emperor Daniel was made for it. So I'm going to put this series on a hiatus until we can figure out a way around this problem. There might be a very slim chance that Paradox comes up with a patch that fixes some of the glitches involved with transferring the save over. I can assure you I can wait, since it already takes me ages to make these videos. All I want fixed is the renown, prestige, health, and all these stats basically on the top right corner of the screen to not be at 0, or just not be at a place where we have nothing and also that my character has no health. I'll deal with any other problems as long as that's fixed and the save is reasonably playable. I'm also open to using mods if that's possible. I'm not sure if the Paradox modding community does mods like that. It usually looks like it's kind of like a large scale kinds of mods. Well, if there's any that help with compatible saves, I'll definitely do that. I'll definitely do anything that would just get this into the Royal Court. I'd honestly love that so much. But if we can't get it to work, I'm going to start losing motivation towards continuing this series. I'm open to any suggestions if you want to leave them in the comments. Just know at the end of the day, I'm going to go with what I personally enjoy the most. Not to say that continuing in patch 1.4 isn't within the realm of possibility. Maybe I could continue this in the Azure patch and just start another series in the Royal Court. But if this is the end, I'm just so grateful and happy that I was able to make these videos. When I first started, I wasn't sure that I'd even be able to finish 1, let alone 3. I've just come so far from when I first started, and maybe this isn't the best CK3 series on YouTube, but it is special to me. So if you enjoyed this series, make sure you give it a like and subscribe if you're feeling generous. I can't say I'm the best at keeping an upload schedule. It might just seem like that now if I end up releasing these videos like I originally planned, but if you want to subscribe to me anyway, I really appreciate it. You might see the occasional video from me every once in a while. You also might want to click the bell since I'm not a huge channel, and any of my new uploads might be buried in the algorithm. But it's up to you. Until then, it's been really fun, and I hope to see you in another video.